everybody, welcome back to my channel. Please be sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you get notifications about all the upcoming new videos. Chicken keepers tend to disagree about many things, but one thing we all have in common is the threat of predators. Where I live, I actually have just about every kind of predator you could imagine. The list is pretty long. Owls, eagles, hawks, wolves, coyotes, bobcats, bears, weasels, raccoons, skunks, neighborhood dogs and cats, fishers, fox, minks, possums, and even cougars. And yes, people have seen these things in my neighborhood. About the only ones that I haven't seen around here are badgers, rats, and large snakes, although those are a problem for other people that I know, especially the further south you get in the U.S., the more rats and large snakes there are. So I'm going to give you some tips about how to predator-proof your coops. And also I'm going to try to tell you things that are different about different predators and the habits that they have, so you can use this knowledge to help you avoid losing any chickens to predators. The first thing we're going to cover are flying predators. You want to provide things for the chickens to hide under. Also, consider trimming branches away from the coop areas so that predators don't sit and perch up there to watch and wait to grab your chickens. Hanging CDs or other shiny items does help to prevent flying predators from swooping down. You can also put up fake owls, but you must move them frequently so other animals don't realize they are fake so easily. If you have a chicken run, it's best to enclose the roof with poultry netting at the very least. Next, we are going to cover ground predators. Weasels are very opportunistic, and if they can get a chicken, they will. If a mouse can get in your coop, a weasel can too. They can fit through very small spaces. They can even get through chicken wire. You can trap a weasel using a rat trap set with eggs in it. Barn cats, turkeys, or geese can sometimes help ward off weasels and other small predators. Some animals like fox tend to watch the area for a while first before attacking. It's best to change up your routine and what times you go out during the day for animals like the fox that wait and watch to try to get your chickens. Some predators will even wait and watch the coop areas for weeks before attacking. I have recently had a friend who lost many chickens to a coyote during the day. Even though a lot of these animals come out and try to get your chickens at night, I have had people tell me that they've lost chickens during the day as well. Again, I don't think there's such a thing as too much predator proofing. It's better to be safe than sorry. You want to provide a lot of things in your yard to try to ward off the predators, especially if you free range. Bobcats, fox, and bears and cougars are all extremely common where I live. I go out and check on my chickens 3 to 4 times a day. There's actually a bear that has a den right behind my neighbor's house. I've seen tracks in the yard, but I've yet to see one try to get my chickens. I just always assume it could happen, so I like to be extra cautious. If you can have a rooster, it's best to do so. Roosters will protect your hens. they actually have two different warning calls that they give. One sound is for an aerial predator, and the other warning sound is for ground predators. Roosters will and can train other roosters and hens to watch for predators using these sounds. A friend of mine has several of these wonderful roosters, and they have several times chased away predators from harming the hens, and they did save the hens' lives. I love my roosters, and they do a great job protecting. Again, geese will also chase off small dogs and small predators. Some people have certain dogs. So I've had chickens for almost 6 years now, and I have not lost a single chicken to predators. So I'm going to show you a few ways that I predator-proofed my coops. Now, on my property, I'm very lucky to have all these large rocks that I place around the outside. I'm sorry about the roosters crowing. Around the outside of my coops and my chicken runs. And if you don't have any rocks, you could also use concrete blocks or large paver stones, things like that. I constantly see them available on Craigslist for pretty cheap and also on Facebook Marketplace. So just look around, see what you can find. If you can't find rocks or boulders, there's other options. Now, for my doors and windows, we have 2 layers of wood pieces, and in the middle is the hardware cloth to make that stronger. And that helps so that nothing can push in the hardware cloth. Some people will use, hi girls, some people will use poultry netting, chicken wire that is very thin and flimsy, that is not predator proof at all. I have my latches here, and you might find it strange that I have padlocks on my chicken coops. Believe it or not, since the beginning of Corona, I have heard of people stealing other people's chickens. I have a couple friends in the southern part of the state that had their chickens stolen. So, and there's some people that don't like me and have threatened to harm my chickens over the years. People are just freaking crazy. So, these are my windows with simple latches. And again, you can see that the hardware cloth is in between the pieces of wood on the windows. So this is really secure. Your greatest threat of predators is at night. So that is why my whole coop has the hardware cloth set up like that. I have trap doors that I close every night so that nothing can get in there, and they close tightly. Anything that is an inch or even smaller, you run the risk of weasels getting in there. I also have a motion light across the way on the back of the garage. Has a lot of lumens, very, very bright. So if anything moves over here, that light will come on and hopefully scare anything away. Second coop set up the same way with the doors, the windows, and the trap door for them to come out in the morning. Now, another thing that you can do is put up things that move and make noise in your yard. So, wind chimes, windmills, anything like that that's going to be noisy. Some people will hang CDs or anything like that. Now, these coops, the main parts, that has all concrete underneath it. And I realize concrete is expensive, so you could even bury rocks underneath, And when you do your fencing for your run, it's recommended to go down underneath the ground at least 2.5 feet. The further you can go down to prevent predators from digging in, the better. I don't think there's such a thing as too much predator proofing. The only thing I really have to worry about is when they're in here during the day, a weasel coming in through the spacing of this wire. But I haven't had that happen. I come out here 3 to 4 times a day. Now, another thing, like I said, because some predators are ones that will wait and watch for an opportunity to get your chickens. So if you want to switch up your schedule, that helps. Come out at different times of the day. If you can, as long as it's before dark, lock up at different times or let them out at different times, just so your routine is a little different for any predators that might be watching and waiting for that opportunity to grab them. So I hope that this helped you with predator proofing tips. I appreciate everybody watching. Please share and subscribe. Thank you.